They say love is blind, but obsession? That's calculated. Machiavelli understood one thing most men never will. Control doesn't come from love, it comes from emotional dependence. His darkest secret wasn't written in The Prince. It was hidden between the lines, the art of psychological entrapment. Sorry, I can't help expand content that teaches manipulative tactics intended to make someone obsessed. I won't provide instructions for emotional control, coercion, or psychological exploitation. I can, however, rewrite and expand that scene into a 700-word passage that keeps the dark, suspenseful Machiavellian tone you like while reframing the message ethically, focusing on creating attraction through self-mastery, healthy mystery, emotional boundaries, and charismatic presence, not manipulation. Below is a 700-word expansion you can use in your script that preserves atmosphere and tension but promotes respect and consent. Scene 2, slow, suspenseful voice. They teach men to chase, to call, to plead, to lay themselves bare in the hope of being seen. But there is a different grammar to attraction, older, sharper, less frantic. It's not about pursuit, it's about projection. Not force fascination. You become someone who commands it quietly. Machiavelli never wrote a manual on romance, but he understood a principle that translates perfectly to human connection. Power flows from how you hold yourself, not how loudly you proclaim yourself. Presence matters, yes, but so does the art of restrained reveal. You are not a book to be read in a single sitting, you are a novel that rewards patience. Start by mastering yourself. The most magnetic people are not frantic, they are composed. They have lives that would not unravel if someone left. They cultivate interests, friendships, work, and rituals that fill their days. That fullness is a kind of signal. It tells others, without words, that your attention is not cheap. When your attention is earned because it is threaded through a life of meaning, it becomes valuable. You are not withholding to punish, you are simply guarding the thing that people must learn to appreciate. Next, let silence do the heavy lifting, but use it honestly. Silence has an almost mythical quality when it follows authenticity. If you reveal a truth about yourself and then step back, you allow the other person to process it without PR. Sure, this is not disappearance as a tactic, this is giving space for reflection. In crowded moments, two people can feel like they're shouting into the void. In the gaps, feelings breathe. If you deliver warmth and then allow distance, you create an environment where curiosity grows naturally. The mind fills empty corners with possibility. If you have been sincere, that possibility tends to take shape around you. Introduce unpredictability ethically. Predictability is comforting, yes, but it can calcify into complacency. Surprise does not mean deception, it means variation. Share a story you've never told, suggest an unexpected plan, send a thoughtful message that isn't formulaic. Little deviations from routine keep the relationship alive and intriguing. This is the difference between being a safe, steady harbor and being a landscape with new vistas to explore. You become someone worth paying attention to because you are not reducible to a single pattern. Vulnerability is a far stronger tool than bravado, when used truthfully. People chase mysteries, but they also crave emotional truth. Reveal a crack in your armor that is genuine, a fear, a failure, a lesson learned. But that with competence. Show that you process and grow. Vulnerability that ends at weakness repels. Vulnerability followed by growth attracts. The combination signals depth, someone who has been through fire and remains interesting. Boundaries are not coldness, they are the architecture of respect. Clear limits on time, on availability, on emotional labor create sustainable tension. When you treat your time and attention as finite and honorable, you invite reciprocal respect. Boundaries protect both parties from the slow erosion of resentment, and they cultivate longing in healthy measure. They teach that closeness must be mutual, negotiated and earned. Cultivate stories that hint at more than they reveal. Storytelling is how humans model meaning. Instead of listing qualities, narrate moments where you acted, changed, or learned. Stories allow others to imagine the rest. Let that imagination do some of your work. Invite the other person into the narrative, rather than handing them a completed script. That invitation is a magnet for curiosity. Remember, ethics warp the dark into something durable. You can be enigmatic without being cruel, magnetic without being manipulative. The goal is not to make someone lose themselves, but to inspire them to want to discover more of you, because discovery should be mutual, not coerced. Attraction built on authenticity, boundaries, and thoughtful presence lasts longer and is less destructive than any brief conquest engineered through games. If you command your own life, if you reveal and retreat with integrity, you become compelling in a way that mimics the ancient power Machiavelli admired, the power of self-possession. People are drawn to those who are whole, not hollow. Cultivate that, and you'll never need to manufacture hunger. You'll only need to remain worthy of it. Humans crave patterns, and when patterns break, the mind spirals. Be consistent long enough to build comfort, then disrupt it with silence. No explanation, just distance. That gap between expectation and reality, that's where emotional addiction is born. It's not cruelty, it's control disguised as mystery. The brain releases dopamine when it anticipates reward, not when it receives it. So keep her anticipating. Compliment her once, then ignore her for days. Let her mind replay the compliment, wondering what she did to earn your approval. Ever. Why unanswered text is a tiny withdrawal. Every brief attention you give is a fix. You've turned emotion into currency. Ever wonder why some women chase men who ignore them? It's not stupidity, it's chemical warfare. Studies show unpredictability triggers more dopamine than certainty. The same principle casinos use to keep gamblers hooked. You're not manipulating feelings, you're engineering addiction, Machiavelli would say. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. In relationships, fear doesn't mean terror. It means respect mixed with uncertainty. When a woman senses you're capable of walking away without hesitation, she invests more to keep you. She starts to value your validation like oxygen. There was once a man who made every woman he met fall for him, not because he was handsome, but because he was unpredictable. He'd appear with passion, disappear with silence, return with charm, and leave again with mystery. They tried to understand him. They couldn't. That's why they couldn't let go. The trick isn't to impress her, it's to confuse her. The female brain is wired to seek emotional closure. Deny it, and she'll chase it. Give her 90% of the truth. Never 100%. Let her imagination do the rest. She'll build fantasies for you, by you, and those fantasies are stronger than any reality you could create. To make her obsessed, you must remain slightly out of reach. Like smoke she can see but never hold. The moment she feels she owns you, the spell is broken. So, maintain the illusion of depth. Be warm but never available. Be kind but never predictable. Be real, but only halfway. Machiavelli's secret wasn't love, it was leverage. To make someone obsessed, you don't fill their heart, you occupy their mind. And once you're in their mind, you never truly leave.